Hello and welcome to my first time playing Lord of the Rings online. Uh, so here we go. Today I'm continuing with Balfour rather than Britius because, well, okay, I'm going to ignore him because, well, I don't feel like playing for Bree again. At least not on camera. I just don't see the point. Shove off. I hate these guys. He should be dead. Hate this leg. Alright. That clears those guys up. Okay, every 2 seconds. Alright, gotta wait. But, oh, not for long. As it is in the French translation of Lord of the Rings, I've gotten to Strider, and they're about to depart Bree. So I'm really excited to get past Bree in this game. Okay, that's 1 out of 12. Oh, whoops. And well, Mary has just re-entered the room. I can't pick it up. And I'm going to turn this down a little. Yeah, that's better. That seemed a little loud. Mary's re-entered the room. I don't think I can pick it up. Oh, yeah, I can. It was my fault, probably. But, yeah, Mary's back in the room. He's been introduced to Strider. Well, you have Strider, who's impressed by his courage. And they're about to depart Bree, which is a part of the book I always really enjoy. Because, well, Mary and Strider, or Aragorn, are characters I really like, and I love seeing them interact, because it's interesting seeing two very experienced, well, almost the two most experienced characters interact. And that's something that was really missing in the movies. Now, like, you can love the movies all you want. Feel free. I'm not going to try to take that away from you. I just think that it might have been more interesting had Mary been put in the almost mentor-like position he's in the books, because he's the most pragmatic of the hobbits. But I can't help but think that maybe him and Frodo were done the most dirty to an extent in the movie. and that Frodo and Merry should have been portrayed differently. Frodo should have been portrayed more strongly because, well, I didn't really like Frodo in the movies, and Merry is just such a strong, clever, pragmatic character that I don't know. I just found that well, in the words of my oldest brother, he was an idiot in the movies, or so it seemed to me. Well, just go watch the Girl Next Gondor Merry character rehab video, and you'll see what I also think of Merry. So yeah, in the French edition of Lord of the Rings, I'm really enjoying reading Merry, who is such a great character. And it's great seeing that though there's the French edition that has a few differences, none of Merry's personality or anything was lost in translation. So you've got this very interesting dynamic character who's... Okay, didn't know I caught her attention. There. Stone good right there. So it's nice seeing, Merry and Aragorn. Oh man. Just talking about it makes me want to go and pick up my copy of the book and just get reading. And if you've been paying attention to the other channel, you'll know I'm doing a reread of the Silmarillion, which is going pretty well because Dan's also reading it. He's the one I share these channels with. And it's his first time reading Silmarillion. So he's got a very different point of view from mine. His background is in psychology. Now, while I love Jung and Campbell, Dan's expertise lie in with those two, but also with child development and behavior development to psychology. And so, like habit forming and kids and how character archetypes affect children and how they perceive it. Like, it's a field of research I'm nowhere near as knowledgeable about. So it's really interesting getting his perspective on and off camera, I think. Which, you know what? Given that we've gotten a few new subs from that video, I think that's a sign people do appreciate Dan's point of view on Tolkien's literature, which it's also fun seeing my brother, because Dan's my brother, seeing him get into Lord of the Rings and Silmarillion and Hobbit, because we finished our Hobbit book club a while back. Now we're starting with Silmarillion. So this is where I get the pleasure of introducing someone who is a fantasy fan, but completely unfamiliar with the granddaddy of fantasy fiction to Tolkien. But in turn, I get the pleasure of a reread and then I get to discuss it all with them. So it's pretty exciting for me in that regard. And it's also fun seeing someone with a completely different, divergent point of view from my own. Agree, disagree, and generally debate me on every point and on every detail. And so there's things I have to, like, that I ended up starting to think about that I didn't think about before. And such as mythological figures being much more, their flaws and their strengths being more accentuated than other mediums. Like if you look at the Olympians, Zeus is just such a flawed individual in the stories. But then you got Yavanna, who, while she cares about the elves and whatnot, honestly cares more about trees than she does anything or anyone else. So it's interesting seeing how Dan kind of initially eyed her a little skeptically, only to then start to get more enthusiastic in the next few chapters about her. And Yavanna is one of my favorite deities, or Valar, I should say, from Arda.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Let's see this.
Would you do something for me?
These brigands encroach ever closer, and they will not leave us alone.
Might I speak with you a moment? Could I take a moment of your
I
time?
was hoping to leave Bree soon. Never mind. Oh man, I really wanted to just finally be at the end of Bree. I guess I have to put in more time into this part of the game. So yeah, feel free to check out the Silmarillion podcast, which is going to be the main event of the other channel, the Fantasy Corner. And don't forget to, well, like and subscribe over there and over here. And at some point down the road, I'm going to do a full review of the French edition of Lord of the Rings over there once I finish the entire book, because I'm only about 200 to 300 pages in, and I still have another, I think, 1,100 pages to get through. I'm reading as slowly as possible so as to not miss a thing. So until next time, as stated, like, share, and smash that subscribe button like you're, well, Sauron trying to smash Gil-galad into itty bitty pieces. And take care.